Hi, welcome to day 64 of my spiritual journal with me, with your soul sister, Iona, host of the Soul Legacy YouTube podcast. So I want to share what is in my spiritual journal with you. I will share my whole daily rituals and routines about spiritual business and how you have spiritual business success, or how I have spiritual business success. So this is Contribution Freedom Mondays for me and for us on the Soul Legacy TV. So if you are new to me there and you like this video, consider subscribing and then sharing it out. Good morning, Robin. I couldn't wait to actually go live today for Contribution Freedom Monday. I was sitting there thinking, I want to go live. So I have gone live a couple of seconds early. So my spiritual journal, I'm going to share with you what I'm going to share with you today. But this is the journal that I use. It's actually a notebook. It's called the Soul Legacy Journal Notebook. 365 days of your spiritual awakening story. My spiritual journaling routine actually came about from going through a spiritual awakening and life completely breaking down, and me really building my life back up and my business and all areas of my life through my Soul Legacy Journal. So I also call it a co-created soul path to spiritual alchemy for light workers. So if you are a light worker and you have a spiritual business and you want to have spiritual business success, then you are in the right place. I'm going to get going. So on my spiritual journal, I'll give you some prompts around gratitude as we go through. I will pull a card at the end, just one card. Yesterday we have two. I will talk about crystals and chakras. Robin Knott of the Energy Healing TV and podcast talks about chakras and unblocking your chakras and your energy. So spiritual business success for me is about the vibration that we emit. If we emit the vibration that we want to experience, then we're going to experience that success. And if we run from like fear or emit the vibration of fear of success, fear of selling, and fear of failure, then that's the vibration we emit. So we want to use the Soul Legacy Journal to have that light work and lifestyle balance, I say, and that is through having our daily rituals and routines. So I do have notes. I usually share a quote a day for my spiritual journal. Any notes that you want to take or any comments, then leave them down below and let me know if this is of value for you. We start with rating your vibration. I'll do that in a second. I'm going to do the daily quote. I'm going to talk about your vision for success on Contribution Freedom Monday, your values and your vibration. I'm going to talk about this book that I've been reading called Atomic Habits. If you've ever heard of it, it's absolutely amazing. I started it a couple of weeks ago. I've listened to it twice. This is my third time around, and I want to share a little bit about that. And then we're going to do the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge, where we're going to do it in the visible world here. And then we're going to do it in, I'm going to challenge you to do it in the visible world and the vibrational world. So Robin says, good morning. So Robin says, I noticed that you were a bit early this morning. Yay for the excitement. Yeah, I was sitting there and I'd done my gratitude, because I do my gratitude just before I come on. I had my red jasper crystal, and I was saying Ho'oponopono. So in Robin's world on the Energy Healing TV and podcast, it is Root Chakra Healing Mondays. So today on the Soul Legacy TV, it is Contribution Freedom Mondays, and they kind of go together really, really nicely. So Robin has a daily vlog as well, so she'll talk about that. So Robin talks about an energy healing lifestyle, and it goes really, really nicely. So thank you, Robin, for being here, and thank you for being our lead soul guided instructor. So let's dive into Contribution Freedom Mondays. And before I do, actually, is what I wanted to share is not only do I have the Soul Legacy Journal as my spiritual journal, I also have a co-author book series called the Soul Legacy Journal. And it is for co-authors who want to share their spiritual awakening story. So I have a annual co-author book series. And like I said, my journey started from my awakening, this whole spiritual journal, whole spiritual business, as awakening to my gifts, to how I wanted to contribute in the world was this. And so if you want to share your spiritual awakening story, whether that's on your business, whether that's on your life purpose, whether that's through grief, loss, whatever area of your life that that triggered you to do what you do as a light worker in the world, then if you are a soul match, then I'd love to hear your story. You can submit it to submissions at SoulLegacyAcademy.com. In the comments and in the description, I'll let you know more details about that, because I share that with my co-authors. My co-authors are part of my bootcamp or mastermind. So I'm gifting a page in my co-author book series to my bootcampers, and up to five pages for my masterminders. So I'll leave all of the information in there as well. All right. So let's see. Robin said, thank you. You're welcome, love. So Contribution Freedom Monday. First thing we're going to do is rate our contribution freedom, our vibration. Let me know how you are feeling in the world. I'm feeling excited, ecstatic. We are doing the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. I'm actually on day 8, so this is the second week. And the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge is about raising your vibration and actually showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. And it's not just about, oh, well, I want to go out and have lots of money in the world. No, it's about how you build your spiritual business that allows you to take on that challenge of banking 50K in 50 days. And Contribution Freedom Monday is where we talk about how you're going to contribute, who you're going to contribute to, in what way, and how many people can you reach without doing busy work, without being broke, and without being burnt out? Because spiritual business success is not that. It's actually building, for me anyway, building your spiritual business and doing it online and doing it on YouTube, doing it with your online teaching platform. So you're creating passive income streams, leveraged income streams, and you're doing it, what I say, with ease, grace, and flow. So I'm able to set myself a challenge to be able to build a business model where I can contribute in the world with my light work in a way that affords me light work and lifestyle balance. And I love it. So I've done the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge once before. I did it last year, and I did it publicly, as in putting myself out there, but I didn't record the process. So I'm doing round 1 and recording the process, and Robin's doing it with us. So I challenge you to do that. And so while you're building your spiritual business, while you're contributing out to the world, what I want to know is what your vibration is like. How are you feeling? So the way that we rate our contribution, and the way that we rate, I'm so excited. The way, I've got so much to share. The way that let's slow down. The way that we rate our frequency, how high vibe we're feeling, is between a 1 and 11. And so literally I'm not supposed to be live for another couple minutes, I think. We rate our frequency. And if you've heard of the law of attraction, it's like, oh, well, I'm attracting my clients to me. I'm attracting my soul tribe to me. Well, we operate on the law of vibration, the energy that we're emitting. So if you have a really big vision and mission, which you're here, so I'm guessing that you do, then it sometimes can feel really overwhelming, and you can kind of think, well, I really want to make a difference in the world. I don't really know how to do it. I know I have a movement inside of me. I know I have a book that I want to write, or that I've written, and it's not getting in front of the people that I want to reach, or I want to be on video, and I want to do all of these things. I want to have a podcast. I want to have an online teaching platform. I want to do group coaching, and all of the things that we all want to do online, right? And we're told, go out there and do that. That might be your vision. The vision that I wanted to create my spiritual business around needed to be in alignment with my values. So I talk about your values. And when you write down in your spiritual journal, write down the vision that you have for your light work and how you feel about it. And how you feel about it will determine whether it's in alignment with your values. Lots of people will say out there, go out there and build a list. I say to go out there and build a legacy. That's what makes me really high vibe around my contribution. So how are you feeling about how you're contributing into the world? Is it in alignment with your values? Do you resonate with going out and building a list? Do you resonate with people bombarding you and treating you like a name on a list? And if you don't resonate with that, then the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge is going to help you raise your vibration around that. Comments are stuck. So Robin says for her, contribution freedom Monday equals 10. Mine's 11. So Robin, again, I always ask you this because you're here, and as you're listening on the replay, you can say your contribution freedom equals an 11. So I say you're contributing. How are you contributing as a light worker in your spiritual business, in your light work and your lifestyle? So we do our light work in the world, right? But that's not the only place that we contribute. We contribute in our household, in our lifestyle as well. And sometimes when our lifestyle is out of balance, we don't feel like we're able to contribute in the way that we want to because we've got other commitments. I get that. And sometimes when we're just out there doing the thing and ignoring our lifestyle, that feels out of balance. So what I want to support you in doing is having the daily rituals and routines and writing those down every single Monday of how you want to contribute. So Robin, you said a 10. I don't know if you've rated from last week. So every single Monday on the Soul Legacy TV, we rate our contribution freedom. I go live. I tell you what mine is. If it dips from 1 to 11, so 1 is like soul funk, like I'm feeling more about it. And 11 is like really high vibe, connected to source, downloads, soul path alignment, like you're being guided by your soul, looking at the world through your soul lens and saying, yes, this is synchronicities, all the things. So Robin, was your vibration around your contribution freedom higher last Monday, or was it lower? And are you surprised? So Robin says it's the same as last week. Okay. So the idea is to vibrate at the highest frequency. So you're emitting that frequency, and those are the experiences that you're having. So what I invite you to do on the Soul Legacy TV and in your spiritual journal is note how high vibe you feel. And I have a 7-day spiritual vision board challenge, which goes into this, how you want to contribute, and breaks each area of your life down. And so it's contribution freedom Monday today. So every day I talk about an area of your life, and I'll tie this back into how you're feeling about your contribution. So health freedom is on Tuesdays, emotional freedom is on Wednesdays, environmental freedom is on Thursdays, spiritual freedom is on relationship freedom is on Fridays, spiritual freedom is on Saturday, and financial freedom is on Sunday. Each of the 7 freedoms, each area of your life, we know it's not in isolation, although we break it down, and it can affect your level of contribution. Say finances, I want to do YouTube ads, and I want to pay my assistant, and I want to do this, this, and this. Well, if we could have some help to do all the things that we want to do in our business, would we feel better about it? Or say we just don't know the next best step, and that's had us feel anxious or a little bit fearful. That can affect your vibration. So Robin, for your vision on your vision board, because Robin's done a vision board with me, what is your vision on your vision board? Because we look at that every single day. Why is your vibration the same as what it was last week? It hasn't dipped and it hasn't gone up. Not to say that you have to like comment here. I have the 7 freedoms call-in gym on the first Monday of the month for my students in the Soul Legacy Academy. So you can comment like in private, and if you're watching in the Soul Legacy Academy, then jump on the call. But just write down in your spiritual journal why, and Robin, you can feel free to share as much or as little if you want to, but why has your vibration stayed the same? Set the intention to raise your vibration, do the little things. And the book that I have listened to for contribution freedom is called Atomic Habits, building good habits and breaking bad ones. So is there something that has just stayed the same? You've done the same thing. On the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge, I talk about not allowing the visible world. You don't just look at the visible world to determine how you feel. It's that vibration. So we look at our contribution for the lens of your soul. And I know, Robin, for you, so Robin shares on the Energy Healing Lifestyle TV, your thoughts, your feelings, and your emotions, all the clearing. You do clearing and healing on energy. Thoughts are energy, feelings are energy. And I know that you've likened that excited feeling to that anxiousness and things like that. And Robin and I are doing the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. So why is it not shifted, and set the intention for it to shift. What would make it go high vibe? And are you looking at the physical world, or are you feeling what you're feeling? It doesn't mean that it's wrong or that there's blame, shame, or guilt around it because you've stayed the same. That's good to maintain that vibration. You want your vibration to go to the 11, however long that takes. It can go at that in an instant. It's a choice to look at the world and each area of your life through the lens of your soul. When you connect with that source and that guidance, give yourself grace, show up, speak out, and serve deep, then your vibration is high. So mine is high because I've done the things that I've committed to doing, and I'm contributing in the world. And I'll talk about this about in the gratitude that helps us raise our vibration. So that's what I want to say about that. I want to say, don't allow the physical to push and pull you. And where are you not giving yourself grace, or where are you kind of like, okay, well, this is how I feel. So it's fine whichever you feel, but the idea is to raise your vibration. And then at the end of the week, we score our vibrational frequency. So that's the first thing that I do in my spiritual journal, just to know how high vibe I feel, how high vibe I feel about every single area of my life, so that I can just isolate it enough to notice my habits about what I'm doing. So the quote that I have for today, that I have on my momentum app, and Robin, I don't know if you have the momentum app. I don't even know if you're on here. It says that you are not, or it says 0. The momentum app that I have just gives me so much momentum. I open my laptop and I see my momentum app. If you don't know what momentum app means, Google it. It has a screensaver. It has a place for you to put links, quick links, so you can link to the stuff that you're working on. It has a quote for the day. And then it has to-dos. So as I've been doing the Bank 50K 50 Days Challenge, as things have come up in my mind, I've just written them down on my to-dos. And then I will like cross them off. Like I'm like just in alignment with how I'm being guided, what to do next, and how to do it. So the quote that was on my momentum app today was, or is, this is a quote by George Bernard Shaw. I don't know if you've ever heard of him. The first time I heard of him was a few years ago, a good few years ago, a long time ago, actually. And my children and I, my sister used to be married to a guy that, American guy on we went on the American Air Base. Are you still there? Okay, cool. But it doesn't say that you are. So we were just there, and I remember seeing this quote from George Bernard Shaw, and I wrote it down at the time. This was years and years ago. My son was really young. I can't remember how old. My daughter's 19 now, so she was about 3 or 4. I can't remember. And so it was about learning and being a learner, and I have to look it up, but that's the first time I heard George Bernard Shaw. So when the quote came up today, it made me think of that memory. And so this is a quote, and that's why I include it. I just love words. I love being inspired by other people. So this quote is, life isn't about finding yourself, life is about creating yourself. So the contribution freedom, life isn't, and your business isn't about finding yourself, it's about creating yourself. Like, your soul clients are not just going to find you, you create. I've read a book called The Prosperous Coach, and he says about creating clients, like creating that experience. And we know that we are energy. So you're not just floundering around in life, letting life happen to you. You're creating your life. So some people say, I feel lost. And I felt lost at times going through Dark Night of the Soul. So I've done the spiritual journal. Sometimes people say, I feel lost. I feel isolated. I feel like my life doesn't have as much meaning. And so that is not letting life happen to you. So part of this journal and this journaling process is actually creating the life that you want every single day. The habits, the rituals, the routines that you know are going to bring you spiritual business success. So have a look at your habits for the last week Did you do what you said that you were going to do? Did you follow through? Have you got a plan to create your life every single day? I do. And I share that more on the Spiritual Vision Board Challenge. And I share that in the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge as Spiritual Biz YouTubers. I have a one-page plan. I have bonus gifts for you, and I'll share more. I'll leave the links in the comments and in the description after the live. Do you feel like you're creating your life? Let me know. Do you feel like you're creating your life, or do you feel like life is happening to you, or does it just change on a daily basis? Hopefully, Contribution Freedom Mondays helps you to feel like you're creating your life and you're creating that light work and lifestyle balance. So I love that quote. Do you love that quote? I do. So the next thing I want to talk about, this is Robin's area of expertise. So I bought a little bag of chakra crystals, right? Just little crystals every day. I just have them close to me, near me, not because I believe that they will create my life for me, but it's just nice to have that touch and bring the earth inside for me with the crystals. And the crystal that I have today matches my t-shirt, red jasper crystal. And in Robin's world, it is root chakra energy healing Mondays. So the crystal represents grounding, cleansing, and calm. And so Robin will explain for the root chakra, the energy, what that stands for. Clearing your root chakra, Robin pulls in the contribution freedom and you contributing in the world, actually doing your work in the world, and what that represents in your root chakra. Sometimes the experiences that we've had throughout our life block us. I talk about raising your vibration. Sometimes it is about clearing your vibration, clearing out the energy, clearing out the thoughts, feelings, the trauma, the experiences, so that you can raise your vibration. So if your vibration isn't as high as what you think that you'd like it to be in terms of 11, connected with your higher self source, that gateway, then get some clearing. So Robin says, I feel like I create most parts of my life. Thank you, Robin. There are some situations that still keep me wondering. Okay, so on the 7 Freedoms Frequency call, we can talk about that, right? So every single Monday is part of this spiritual journal, as part of my 7 Freedoms, doing the 7 Freedoms and raising your vibration. I talk about having that light work and lifestyle balance and going from a poverty consciousness to a prosperity consciousness. And usually, I know that there'll be half of a joke in there for you, Robin, but usually when you think of the light parts of your life, because obviously we break our life down into this, what I call the 7 freedoms. So contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. When you do a vision board, lots of people create a vision board and kind of forget about it, and that's fine. But when we create our vision board, we set it for a year out, and then we go about creating it, manifesting, and doing the things that meet the universe in the middle. So when you say some of the parts of your life or situations, when you're focusing on raising your vibration, it's really weird, but this is how it works. I didn't make it up. In order for it to manifest in your life, you've got to feel that feeling of actually creating each part of each area of your life before it manifests, for it to manifest. So I want to bank 50K in 50 days. Okay. I want to reach 100K subscribers on the SoulLegacyTV. If you look, like I'm on day 8, I've been planning all week. So I haven't reached out to anyone. I've just set up a couple of events, and I'm not there yet. I'm not at the end of the 50 days. However, I can't be vibing on a contribution freedom Monday because I want to contribute. I have to vibrate at the frequency and have that feeling of it's already done. It's a done deal. Whether I hit it or not, it doesn't matter. So hopefully this makes sense. So if I don't hit it, then I deal with that and then just go again. But if I don't feel the feeling, I'm not going to hit it. I'm not going to hit it. I'm never going to hit it. I'm going to move my frequency, and I'm dipping my frequency. So when we talk about for the gratitude part of the spiritual journal, hopefully that'll help you in terms of not just Robin. I'm talking to anyone that's listening on the replay and listening with us on the live as well. Comment and say hey. So in order for it to manifest, when we say gratitude for things in the past, things in the present, and things in advance. So sometimes, Robin, it would be that we say thanks in advance for those things that we don't feel like we're creating in our life. We visualize and bring them in, that feeling into now, like, yes, we celebrate. So hopefully that makes sense. So whichever area that is, feel free to share. But if not, then just write it down in your spiritual journal. It's a private space for you to watch me live and watch me on the replay. Hopefully it's triggering some journal prompts that you're like, oh, okay, well, this part of my life, I feel really high vibing. And the feeling is the quick snapshot of when I think of that part of my life and I think of the vision and how the gap of that, what we want to do is close that feeling gap of it. So you'll see every single day, and you're with me every single day, you'll see which area needs a dip. And so if it's something like health, like drinking enough, eating enough, doing the things, then it will affect another area of your life, like sleeping enough, all of the things. Or if it's your environment, like where you're working, that's going to affect your contribution. So we can tweak little things, and I'll talk about it more in the with the book that I read today. So it's root chakra healing, or it's just some more clearing. So Robin says any resistance that comes up, especially when we're doing the Bank 50K in 50 Days challenge. That's why I set the Soul Legacy Journal to gift you a vibrational money voucher, so that you can have the experiences of the parts of your life where you don't feel like you're creating them. You can have the experiences in advance so that you're emitting that vibration. So hopefully that makes sense. It's your vision, your values, and your vibration need to be aligned in order for anything to change in your life, which is like, really? How does that even work? Layers, man, Robin says. So the layers, Robin, will help you clear, but it is a choice in the moment. It is a choice in the moment. You can, it is a choice in the moment to progress towards that thing. Even if, say I've got a weight releasing goal. So the book, I'll talk about the book, Atomic Habits. Have you ever read the Atomic Habits? And if you haven't read the Atomic Habits by James Clear, building good habits and breaking bad ones, he says, definitely read it. It's absolutely amazing. And since reading the book, I'm noticing my daily rituals and routines, and I'm writing them down in my spiritual journal because I know what it's going to bring me, spiritual business success. I'm looking out there because I have a window and a door, and it's showing me that it's raining. And part of my habits, my daily rituals and routines, and I've got my outfit to do my run and to do my workout. And I'm like, okay, I might be running in the rain. And I always say I'm not running in the rain, but you know what? Building great habits. When I've read the book, I've been building better habits, good habits for the last 2 weeks. Then last week, when I had an emotional trigger, all of the good habits for 2 weeks, the bad habits came in, right? And they kind of reversed the good habits, not all of them. And I'm like, wow. So it takes this amount of time to build a good habit and really get into the swing of things. It takes a second to break. So when you are focusing on the habits, and James Clear, I've got some notes, he talks about atomic habits, meaning tiny little habits, how you change just 1 or 2 things. And I have been changing it. And the beautiful thing is that when you're building a good habit, is a good, bad, whatever, you know, whatever you want to call it, positive, negative, whatever, building a habit that has you in soul flow, how about that? Or a habit that has you in soul funk, it's like, oh, is this going to bring me close to my spiritual business success and my light work and my lifestyle balance? Is this a daily routine that I want to keep? Or is this a daily routine and ritual that I know I need to break? Like, this is not supporting me. So if something's going to support you or not. So Robin says, are you going? Are you going for it? I am running in the rain. I think I'm going to, because last week on Health Freedom, I'd set all these goals. I'd recorded, like, this is what I'm planning. And then I had some news, which I talked about last week. And I was just like, okay, I don't feel like it. And I broke the habits, and I was like, damn. So yeah, I feel like running in the rain today is like setting that stage, just running. And I'm going to visualize myself. I'm going to segment intend my day. Sometimes the rain actually stops for me. It's like pushing back the cloud. I do that. Sometimes I'm like, rain, just stop. Obviously I'm not a magician, but that's how I feel sometimes, like really powerful. So I might just set that intention. It's going to stop when I'm ready to rain, right? When I'm ready. It's going to stop raining when I'm ready to run. I'm only going to go 2 miles, but I can visualize myself in the rain, because it's like, do you know what? You did not go on the days that you said that you were going to go last week. So you're going to go, and you are going to go hard, right? So we can turn that around rather than like, I don't feel like go. And it was lovely last week, don't get me wrong. So it's like, okay. So your spiritual rituals and routines, he talks about these tiny habits. And so the good thing about habits is, for your spiritual rituals and routines that support your spiritual business success, is when you tweak that little habit, even when you reverse and you go back into the, like you say, it doesn't feel good. It does not feel good. So that's part of the process of building a new habit, I believe. Is okay, well, I could have done the old ways and it felt okay. I kind of had that excuse. And now it's like, do you know what? I don't have that excuse. Listen, that is not going to support me. It's not going to get to my goal. I'm not going to put up with that. However, I will say that it's hormonal. I think a hormonal cycle, and I usually give myself grace. Don't beat myself up. No shame, no guilt. But while I'm doing this, I really want to be transparent. I really want to be honest. I really want to say, do you know what? I'm in good shape anyway, right? So it's not going to hurt. However, I set a commitment on my vision board, and that commitment is with me. It's not about impressing anyone else. Also, Jennifer says, hey, Jennifer, how you doing, love? Robin says, good. Jennifer says, good morning, listening, watering your buttes. So that's plants, right? Watering. My phone is about to die. Oh, you can always watch a replay, love. Forgot to charge it. I'll watch a replay, Robin. Love. I love your tribe. So we love you. Thank you for being here with us for as long as you can. Definitely catch the replay. Robin says, good morning, Jennifer. Enjoy your plant babies and have an amazing day. So much love. Thank you. That's really nice. Thank you. So what habits do you have? Write that down in your spiritual journal. Do you have that you've incorporated, or do you need to incorporate over this next week, that's going to support your spiritual business success? Like I said, we talk about contribution freedom on Monday. We'll talk about health freedom on Tuesday. Whenever you're listening to this, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. The little habits that you have in each area. So this is the chapter that I listened to today. This is the third time me listening in like 3 weeks, because I listen to Audible. I love it. And I will keep listening until the habits really stick in. I usually move on to another book for contribution freedom in each area of my life. And I'm going to stick with this to all the habits, stick with me, and then I will move on, because I really want to share that with you. So you've got the habits as well. And so I was listening to his story, which is an incredible story. And then the first chapter 1, was talking about setting habits. He said this book will work for you, whether it's habits in health, whether habits in money, whether habits in relationships, productivity, and all of the above. So this is our habits in our 7 freedoms, is what I talk about for intentional living. Habits that are in alignment with your values, habits that are in alignment with your vision, and habits that make you feel good, that raise your vibration. There is no good in putting a habit in place that is going to make you feel miserable. Yes, it's like, I don't really want to run in the rain. Obviously, I set for my health freedom goal, like running a certain amount of times in the week, and then doing my insanity workout, etc. But I've set like a harder routine than I would normally set. So the amount of times that I work out is probably double what you would work out if you haven't got that goal. So in the last 3 weeks altogether, since I set this new goal, I've probably worked out enough for all of the 3 weeks, but it's not the point. Is what I set for myself, if that makes sense. So I'm not beating myself up because I didn't do it. I like to go hard or go home. So I literally like have set some really big goals. I looked at there was a YouTuber who talked about bringing your 12-month goals into like 12 weeks, and I'm like, bring your goals, just bring them closer and bring as many of them as I could do in this 50 days. So there's no beating myself up. I like to move mountains, and then, you know, if you're failing at it, it's like, it's okay, because you're doing really well anyway. So the example that he uses, James Clear, in the Atomic Habits, is literally little things that you tweak. And so he says about the British cycling team, this is the example that he used, hadn't won Olympic gold medals for years and years. Can't remember the time frames. I know that it was a 10-year time frame from 2007 to 2017 that he was talking about, and all the numbers, he shares all of that. But I took some notes, and he was saying that they hadn't won any gold medals and blah blah blah, and it's kind of a little bit embarrassing that they've gone through all these things and they've not. So they had a new coach, and the coach, so think of me as your coach to change your habits, right, to alter them and tweak them for your spiritual business. And he says that this coach started to change the minute things, as much as changing the seat, changing the creams that they used, changing the way that the recovery was, changing the way that they massage, changing the way that all of the things, their sleep, their diet, all the things that you could think of, the bikes, everything, just little tweaks to just improve. And after 5 years, because obviously it's the Olympics, so it's every 4 years, after 5 years they actually won. And then they won the Tour de France, then another person won, and then another person won, and within 6 years they'd won all like 5 gold medals or something. And then, I don't know, in the 10-year span they won like 170 something, 78 medals or what have you, because they changed all of these incremental things. And the way that they did them, they just kept improving little things. Not it created massive results, but it was the little things. And that's what I've been doing over this, since reading the book. I've got like habits that support me anyway, but I've really dialed down in. I said to my daughter, she's at home, Mia, she's 19, she said, you can do your live last night. We have Mama Mia time, usually on a Monday, but we hadn't had it. Or last Monday, I think she was out. So should we have Mama Mia time? And we did. We sat in a room and we were chilling out and stuff, like, you know, like you do. And she said, have you got any lives? Have you got any calls? And I said, no, Robin and I have been doing them earlier, so it's all done, path's clear. So we did that, spent some time. And then today she came in my room, she's chilling out, and I was doing my hair and stuff and blah blah blah. So I'm doing my challenge, but I'm doing it with ease, grace and flow. So I'm sitting there doing my hair, listening to myself, because I've got some re-recordings to do, and my alarm went off, and I'd gone into my office to do something, because when I get ideas and downloads, I'll go and implement it. And she says, Mum, your alarm's going off. I said, yeah, I know, I've already done that thing. It was at 10:10. I'd done that thing at like 6 in the morning. The beautiful thing is, when you have the habit and you set the intention, like an alarm or whatever it is, you end up doing it before that it's actually that time, and you're feeling really good. You just, all of a sudden, your time and your energy just opens up. So that alarm went off, and then she said, and I said, oh, my alarm's going to go off in about 4 minutes, but I'm going to go and do this. And I said, I get ready for my live, and I put my t-shirt on and blah blah blah. And she says, oh, how cute. I think Jennifer's battery's gone. And she says, how cute. And I said, what do you mean? I said, well, I do this, and then I do my live and blah blah blah. And she's like, oh, that's really cute. I don't think cute was the word that I wasn't looking for a word, but I'm like, okay. But she watches me as I contribute in the world. My daughter's watching me, how I build my business, how I have a choice, how I actually contribute in the world, which I love. And so we want to build the habits on a daily basis for your health, for your emotions, just to support you. Does that make sense? Let me know if that makes sense. So we've got the 7 freedoms and habits to build in our spiritual business, little tweaks. So every time we do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, we're going to improve and improve and improve. And however many times you want to do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge, I'm going to do mine back to back, because I've got so much of my business automated. The habit was to automate my business. It's automated, it's scheduled out for the next 7 years. Most of it is. I'm doing a few tweaks and stuff, but it's scheduled out for the next 7 years. And I've got the habit of doing these YouTube videos that are in alignment with building my business for the next 7 years and beyond, because each video works for me. And I've got my book launch videos, all the things, the habits of over the next 50 days, creating a video, writing an article. I've got 21 videos to create for my book launch and write my book as I'm writing my book over the next year. I've got 14 podcasts, TV, radio, or summits to feature on. That's why I set the intention. 7 articles to write, and my daily lives every single day, 50 lives in 50 days. And Robin's lives to watch, or watch on live, or watch on the replay. There's something else. 21 video and 42 guests for the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit, because I want to talk about spiritual awakening and sharing spiritual awakening stories, just like with the Car with the Book series, and just like with this journal. So that is what I set over the next 50 days. That's like moving mountains in your business by setting the goal of how you want to contribute. That's how I want to contribute in the world. So if you have habit, and I could not do that if I didn't have the automation, if I didn't have the leverage, if I didn't have the plan to do what I do, like I couldn't do that. So every single Monday, that's me setting the intention, not only for that day, but for that week, for the month, for the year, and beyond. Hopefully that makes sense. So if you're vibrating lower, is it because you don't have a plan, or is it because you're not executing on the plan? All right. Oh, card. Let's do the card before we do the back. So Robin, you're going to have to jump off. And I said that I would do the vibrational money voucher. I like doing it at the end, so I know that you'll hop off. But we're going to do the card, and we're going to do gratitude, and then we'll do the vibrational money voucher at the end. And we'll do about your 5-day money box clearing challenge. I know that you'll jump on the replay as well. Cute. I know. Like, she said, that's cute. Don't say I'm cute. It makes sense. Does it make sense? Thank you. Well, so this is, so Keepers of the Light. I will pull a card as part of my spiritual journal. Let me know if you have a card that you will pull. Oh, I've shown you it. Keepers of the Light. And so this is a card deck by Cal Gray. I love it. So every day, I literally, every freedom. So I said, and I shuffle the cards and I say, whatever day it is. So today it's like Contribution Freedom Monday. You know, bring a card from Keepers of the Light, and it literally went, it just flew out. So usually I just will shuffle, and they'll come for us. Then I believe it's a card for me, it's a card for you. I literally it flew out. Rose says, that's fine. I was just going to type that. I'll be back for the parts I missed, but you said it. Oh, okay, love. Thank you. I know your time, the commitments, but thank you for being here with me, love. Love you billions. So yeah, check out Robin's channel if you haven't subscribed to it. She's amazing. She'll go live. So if you're watching live, then great. If you're watching on the replay, then just go subscribe to the channel, Robin's channel, and then click the notify, get notified, or remind me for her daily lives. They're lit. I will be on there for Root Chakra Healing Monday, and for all of the chakras, the 7 main chakras that are aligned with our spine, and Robin will talk about clearing and healing and all the great things. So today, and Robin pulls a card for the week as well. So I think this is called Deval Cool, and it says Dharma Unfolding. I love this, Dharma Unfolding. Robin, it's at minute 43-ish. I love you billions. Oh, look, the purple hearts and the diamonds, that's like a little code for us. I love it. Love you millions. So billions even. So Dharma Unfolding, right? So let me read this card for you. I love it. Let me know if you resonate. So in my spiritual journal, I have rituals and routines that just give me a little sign, give me a little nudge, just setting the energy for the day, and they're setting the energy for you as well. So hopefully you've enjoyed this episode. I love Contribution Freedom Mondays, and I started off so excited. I'm so excited. I'm quite a high vibe person anyway. I don't know if I will be out in the rain. I'll let you know if I went out in the rain. I'm going to, I reckon. Remember that you are on a path. Ooh, I haven't read this before, reading it to you. Take one step at a time to happiness. Remember that you are on a path. I call it the soul path of least resistance, right? Take one step at a time to happiness. And yes, take one step at a time to happiness, but choose to be happy now, choose to be joyful. So as we rate our vibrational frequency for the 7 freedoms, we want to be vibrating, and I talk about this on Emotional Freedom Wednesdays, we want to be vibrating at the highest vibration as much as we can. There'll be contrast, etc., but we reset our energy and come back to that love, joy, freedom, empowerment, all the things, right? So we have a vision for freedom. What does freedom look like to you? We have a vision. Freedom is our value, right? And freedom is our vibration. So we want to set that vision for freedom in each area of our life, our values around freedom in each area of our life, and our vibration around freedom, right? That's what makes me happy and lights me up. That's why I'm like, yay, all the time. So Deval Cool is how I'm going to say it. I can't say all of the names on the cards. I apologize. I have Erlen and dyslexia. I apologize, but not really. If you know what it is, then just, yeah. Robin says, I'm excited for today too. Chakra journal class. Yeah, the class. Robin does so much. It ends up being a class. It literally does. The card is speaking to us empaths. Yes. Woo-hoo. All right. So Deval Kul, known as the Tibetan, is a Tibetan Buddhist master. He is said to have had many incarnations, including as a devotee of Buddha himself and as one of the 3 wise men who honored the baby Jesus. Through his earthly experiences, he has learned the importance of spiritual practice and discipline. Right? That's why we're here doing the 7 freedoms, and knows that the path we are on unfolds over time. And that, so yeah, it just unfolds over time. Just giving ourselves time, that repetition, it's time. Yeah. He is now helping light workers follow their dharma, which is a Sanskrit word for right way of living. Do you love that? So these 7 freedoms are about intentional living. And intentional living is living in alignment with your values, the right way of living for you, not for me, for you. And so Robin has an energy healing lifestyle because that's the right way of living for her. It's the right way of living for me. And so whatever way you want to live your life, it's beautiful. That's the right way of living for you and your soul tribe, right? As a light worker, because that's what we're here. We have a movement inside of us to set the stage, to lead that soul path, I say, and the soul path of least resistance, where we're traveling down that soul path and we're contributing into the world and we're making our difference. There's a path that we're traveling. And when we figure out the path of the soul, the soul path of least resistance, we're able to take our tribe along. We're able to lock arms and go, yes, let's do some badassery in the world, right? But when we're fearful and behind closed doors and we're not showing up and speaking out, it kind of sucks. So the extended message is when Deval Kul appears in a reading, he reminds you that your path is unfolding as it should. As it should. Just, you know, like not trying to take a different path, not like this path sucks because it's not working, everything's not manifesting all as it should, or I don't feel as high vibe as I could, or I built some great habits for like last 2 weeks, then 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then like, oh, I'm gonna beat myself up because, you know, the bad habits came in. They're not bad, do you know what I mean? Like I didn't follow through on all of the good habits. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So it's one step at a time. And remember, your only spiritual function is to be happy. How beautiful is that? Are you happy today? Hopefully you can feel my energy and you're happy today. If you're not happy today, then that's okay. But your only spiritual function is to be happy. You are a powerful person with many lessons under your belt and a real capacity to share your wisdom with the world. That is for you. Does that resonate with you? I love that. Shall I read that little bit again? You are a powerful person with many lessons under your belt and a real capacity to share your wisdom with the world. Yay! Take the time to go over what you've learned recently, recognize the strengths it has brought you, and acknowledge where you have been courageous. So I teach clarity, confidence, systems, and strategies. It takes courage to follow through. It takes courage to say, hey, I'm playing the soul income game, which we'll do it at the end. Bank 50K in 50 days. We're doing it vibrationally, then we're doing it in the physical world. Like, really? Yes. Right. It takes courage to take on a challenge like that. It takes courage to reach out to your soul tribe. It takes courage to do a video. It takes courage to be visible. It takes courage. But if you don't do it, where would you be? Robin has been so courageous, so courageous. I've got so much love for Robin to actually show up and speak out and serve deep alongside with me as our lead soul guided instructor for the SoulLegacyAcademy.com and for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network. When I had the Spiritual Business Woman Network, it was easy for people to hide behind closed doors. I'm like, nah, we're not doing that. We're going to be visible. And guess what? We're going to do it on video. And guess what? We're going to do a live every single day. That takes courage. That takes badassery. So I'm just saying. Robin says, absolutely takes courage. I was terrified of showing up. So you hear my accent. I'm from the UK, right? Kind of like a Melby accent. Hate my accent. Hated my accent. Don't use the word hate very often. Hated my accent. Hated how I looked. I was like 6 stone up until I was 21. Never been over 6 stone. Like it's done in a bit now. Do you know what I mean? I was like terrified. All my self-image, all the things, all my voice, people like, you're loud. I know I'm loud. I am loud. I never used to be. I've got a lot to say. I'm just saying. Thank you. I have the best coach, mentor, friend, soul sister. Absolutely. You're going to make me cry. Back in a bit. Love you. Beautiful. Thank you. Love. And I have the best coach, mentor, friend, and soul sister. Robin's talking about me. I will take that because it's the same. So Robin sees in me, I see in Robin, and we're learning together and we're growing together in that soul sisterhood. And the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network is about that. I had to change and alter that. Oh, it's not just about spiritual business women. It's about soul guided influencers showing up, speaking out, and serving deep. There are so many influencers on YouTube and in the world who are not guided by the soul. I will just say that. And I wanted to be the mentor, the friend, the coach, and the soul sister for more soul guided influencers. That's why I wrote the book, Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a soul guided influencers compass to leverage your light, work, and lifestyle on YouTube. And that's what I'm doing every single day. So you're a powerful person with so many lessons under your belt and so much wisdom to share with the world, right? Take time to recognize the strengths that has brought you and acknowledge where you've been courageous. Can you do that in your spiritual journal, even if it's in private? And comment and let me know. Yes, I have been courageous today or this last week or in whatever area it is. Deval Cole is now working with your angel guides to help your journey unfold like a beautiful lotus flower, one petal at a time. I love that card. Every single day I'll pull a card on the Soul Legacy TV just to give us a message and just to have us as a collective, as an energy, just really vibrating and raising our vibrational frequency. I'm going to do gratitude as your spiritual journal prompts, and then we're going to do the Bank 50K in 50 Day Challenge as the finale. I do the Bank 50K in 50 Days Challenge every single day, and that is spending your vibrational money voucher in the Soul Legacy Journal and tithing and all the things. And I'll share with you how you can do that with me in the visible world for real. Set up a spiritual business model where you can receive, right? So this is gratitude. So this is a gratitude stone that my daughter bought me. Well, she gave me. She didn't buy it. She found it and she gave it to me. And we used to say gratitude and pass it around for me and the kids, and say I'm grateful for, or what have you. So now I say I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate it. So that happiness, we bring that in to now. We're happy and we're grateful for whatever it is. So use this as your spiritual journal prompt. So you can write it down in your spiritual journal, Soul Legacy Journal if you have one, or speak it out. I like to speak it out. Sometimes I used to do a voice note and say I'm happy and grateful for whatever area of my life. Now we say I'm happy and grateful for the things as part of intentional living, these 7 freedoms, for things, something for your contribution freedom, health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. So we're bringing all the 7 freedoms. It's Contribution Freedom Monday. I have my red t-shirt on today, but we say thank you and you're grateful for something out of each area of your life every single day, right? Does that make sense? So whether that's your light work and your lifestyle. And I like to add this in because sometimes we feel in the space where something is not, doesn't feel like it's going, not like one area of our life, as Robin says, you know, parts of your life is like, it sucks a little bit. However, when we say thank you for something in the past experience, thank you for something in the present, or something as a predicted future, right? So past, you can go to past, present, or predicted future to say, I'm happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate. There's something in your past that you could be grateful for. There's something in your present that you could be grateful for, or something in your predicted future, like a thanks in advance. So either way, you're vibrating at the frequency of happy and I'm grateful and I appreciate, right? So I wrote down a couple of little prompts. Where are they? Did I write them down today? Yeah, I did. So I'm happy and I'm grateful. And I usually say this as I do just before I come live. So I'll just take a minute. I'll hold my red Jasper crystal for the day. It's 55. And I'll say Ho'oponopono as well. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you, I love you. So if you've heard of Ho'oponopono, that's a really nice, a nice ritual to have as well. So for me, contribution freedom, just being a role model, being able to make my difference, being on YouTube, I'm happy and grateful and I appreciate that. So that's something in my present. That's something that I've done in the past, and that's something that I could say thanks in advance. And you want to really conjure up the feeling of it in your spiritual journal, write a picture of it. Do you know what I mean? Paint a picture of it. Just say that you're happy and you're grateful and you appreciate. Let the universe know, right? That you're on that path and you're feeling it. Like, yeah, you know, I'm doing it. Especially if you're doing the Bankruptcy Game 50 Days Challenge. So people teach launches out there, go out and build a list. I say go out and build a legacy. And this is me on the launch back to back. Like, this is me. Like, I'm happy and grateful. I will spend an hour with you each day and just chill, like literally be grateful, like not in burnout, not in busy work, not being broke, and be willing to accept that in my life, right? So that's contribution. Health, I'm really happy and grateful, and I really appreciate the food that my daughter got. She ordered it yesterday. We were going to go shopping, and we're both like, it was Sunday, and we're both like, oh. Okay, so we didn't have to go out of the house. Not that that's necessarily a good thing. Sometimes it is, like, right? Would it have been better to go out of the house? Whatever, right? I'm just saying I'm grateful and I appreciate technology to be able to have the app. So it said, hello, Iona, on my Asda app, my UK Asda shopping, the supermarket, the mall, whatever you call it, wherever you are in the world. And it said, hello, Iona. And I gave my phone to my daughter and she was able to click it, blah, 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 order. She actually asked me what I would like. And I had enough for the week and what I'd planned for my meal prep. But she got me some blueberries and some broccoli, and I can't remember what else she got me. I didn't ask her that much because I was happy and grateful. But she was willing, and she's 19. She's contributing. So that contribution to the light work and lifestyle, but she's contributing to my health. And that's beautiful. I'm really happy and grateful for that, you know. Emotions, I'm happy and grateful for the online space that I'm able to create. I'm really excited about that. Relationships, I'm happy and grateful and appreciate the soul-to-soul connections that I get to make with you, whether you're watching on replay, whether energy is moving, whatever, all of the soul-to-soul connections that I've been able to make over time, with students, with soul clients, all the things, family, all the things. Relationships are just beautiful. Without it, we're isolated, and oftentimes we feel like we want to be isolated, but love is a thing. I'm grateful for spiritual, just having the connection and the conversation with the universe, really. And then vibration, the vibrational money voucher. I'm happy for financial freedom, happy and grateful for that. So the last thing, my energy's moving, Robin will laugh. Can you hear that? Can you have my energy moving? I mean, the energy in my body and my belly is like rumbling. This will happen to Robin and I am fasting. So that might have something to do with it, but my belly, my energy is moving. So the Soul Legacy Journal is a very special journal, the spiritual journal. It gives you 1,000 pounds, dollars, or euros every single day. Let me know if you've played this whole income game with me, Bank 50K in 50 days. I think it's amazing. Like, I love it. People that have done it have like, I love it. Excuse me. And so it gives you £1,000, dollars, euros every single day for you to spend as you choose. You don't get to spend it on bills, because I want you to come from the space that your utility bills are taken care of. That's that vibrating at a different frequency if they're not right now, right? And I've been bankrupt and homeless and all the things, and being at the space where, you know, I'm fearful the lights are going to go off. I'm fearful that, you know what I mean? Like, in that space. And that's one of the reasons why I created this, so you can feel a different feeling even when the visible world is the way that it is. You can feel a way that things are taken care of. I remember connecting with a coach years ago, before my home was repossessed, went through a really messy divorce, all the stuff. I talk about it on my masterclass. And she said, write down on your bills that everything's paid. So it's that energy. So you can tithe 10%. You're required to tithe 10%, giving that energy out to a worthy cause. And the cause that, this is like literally moving. The cause that I tithe to is called Cruise Bereavement Care, and I dedicate my work to my son. If you don't know, he made his transition 7 years ago. He got knocked off his motorbike, so I dedicate my soul work to him. And that worthy cause, the woman was just amazing. So 100 UK pounds goes towards them vibrationally with my vibrational money voucher, which leaves me 900 to spend. So I invite you to spend it. So if something comes up for you this week, you've got money to spend, right? You don't have to say, I don't have the money, I can't do that. You've got the money vibrationally. Set that, spend it vibrationally. I'm not saying get into debt and all the things. I'm saying spend your money vibrationally, right? Feel the feeling of that flow, that soul flow, rather than being in soul funk and having to hoard what you've got, or like looking at your bank account and thinking, oh my gosh, you know. So let me know what that feeling is. In your spiritual journal, write down what you're going to tithe to a worthy cause, and also write down what you're going to spend your vibrational money voucher on tithing. So I've tithed 10%. The rest of the money, you can either spend it on that day, you can spend it throughout the week, you carry it over each day until Sunday. You do not get to carry it over beyond Sunday. That's Financial Freedom Sunday, and I will share what I spend my vibrational money voucher on the SoulLegacyTV YouTube podcast on a Sunday. So you can come back. So it's Monday, that was yesterday. Health freedom, emotional freedom, environmental freedom, relationship freedom, spiritual freedom, and financial freedom. So every single day I share my freedom, and I share the experiences in my vision board, what I wanted to experience over this next year. So I'm spending my vibrational money voucher on the things that I want to experience and manifest. Does that make sense? So when you do the spiritual vision board challenge with me, then you'll get clear on what you want to spend. Hang on. I'm back, right? I'm back, but like closer in focus. My alarm went off for my run. That's me having my habits. Hopefully you can hear me still. So spend your vibrational money voucher. Robin, if you have money blocks, Robin Knott, our lead soul guidance instructor for the Spiritual Biz YouTubers Network and the SoulLegacyAcademy.com, actually has a 5-day money blocks clearing challenge. She calls it a self-love journey to financial freedom. So this is like freedom every single day, and I call it cheers to financial freedom. So all of the freedoms that we talk about is cheers to financial freedom. And Robin has tapped into that and said, actually, financial freedom is self-love. And Robin has a self-love movement. I have the Soul Legacy movement. So let me know how you found it. If you spent your vibrational money voucher today, or you're going to spend it on Sunday. And if you want to do the Bank 50K in 50 days challenge with me in the physical world, like we do the vibrational, we do the visible world, there is a link that you will see in the cards or the description, in the pinned comments, to my 4-hour masterclass, Bank 50K in 50 days. It is for spiritual biz YouTubers. I'll share with you how to speak to, serve, and sign up your soul clients, how to make an offer, how to have an enrollment spot in your spiritual business so that you can bank 50K in 50 days. Many light workers, spiritual business owners don't know what they're offering, don't have a place in their business to get out there and be visible, don't necessarily have the back end of their spiritual business sorted, but oftentimes ignore the enrollment spot. And by enrollment spot, I mean having a conversation with your soul tribe, I call it a stat avatar, with your soul tribe to make an offer, a no-brainer offer, I call it, to actually work with you one-to-one, passive income streams, leverage income streams. I do not work one-to-one. I tithe my time one-to-one for my 5-day challenge members and my boot campers who are upgraded to my live challenge. Wow. I tithe 10% so you can win a one-on-one VIP day with me, but I don't do one-on-one work as standard. That's why I'm able to share with you how I contribute. It's like, okay, we have passive income streams, leverage income streams, and active. So I have a mastermind as well. I have my book. I mentioned it earlier. I have a free chapter of my book that comes with a VIP day. So the book is called Spiritual YouTubers from Scratch, a Soul-Guided Influencer's Compass to Leveraging Your Light Work and Lifestyle on YouTube. I'm doing that. That was my calling through my spiritual awakening. I'm like, I'm so done with whatever this life looks like. I'm like, I need something else. I need more meaning in my life. And I've done vision boards for over a decade. And I've tied that in with my journaling. So I have my free chapter VIP day where I'll show you how to start, structure and grow a successful online spiritual business on YouTube and launch a #1 best-selling book. So I was able to launch my book. I've been a co-author as well for 3 co-author book series that have gone to #1. But my own book on pre-order, haven't even written the book right now. And it went to #1. So I will teach you how to leverage your time, money and energy so you don't have to work really hard. You can actually get your gifts out in the world, schedule out your business. I've scheduled out my business for the next 7 years. It feels like ease, grace and flow. I'm able to show up, speak out and serve deep in a way that just feels really good. So I have my book launch videos. You'll see those in the cards or in the description. As I'm writing my book, I invite you to come along this journey with me. I have the #1 Spiritual Awakening Annual YouTube Summit that runs October through to April, where I'll be interviewing fellow spiritual YouTubers on their spiritual awakening story. I think it's time that we come out from behind closed doors and share what our spiritual awakening story is and share what our spiritual ascension journey is, how we figured it out for ourselves and how we're alchemizing that. So we have a spiritual ascension after show party and a spiritual alchemy giveaway. And again, if you want to share your spiritual awakening story in my co-author book series, set to be a #1 bestseller, released on the 6th of May annually, 7 years. I've scheduled it out again. And then I'll let you know more on the masterclass. So I love you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. I shall see you for the next Contribution Freedom Monday, every single Monday. And tomorrow is Health Freedom Tuesday. So I love you. This is Iona, your soul sister, signing off. And I'll see you on the next video. Take care.